Hello and welcome to DAX for Humans. My name is Greg Deckler and today we're going to be learning about how to aggregate measures. Now for the setup for this, imagine that the price of bananas has changed over time. So in this case, the price of bananas has gone up by $1. Now this is not a problem for our total cost column, where we're multiplying price column by quantity column. And you can see we get correct answers at the row level and at the total. However, if we try to create a measure, in this case aggregating measures base, where we sum the table price and then multiply it by the sum of the table quantity, you can see that we get the same answers for the individual rows, but not for the table totals. To fix this and aggregate the measure correctly, we can do something like the following. Here we're summarizing the table by item and date, just like is going on in our table visual, and then we're adding a column of the value. We add our aggregating measures base. Now, since it's at the row level, then all the rows are calculated correctly. So therefore, all we have to do at that point is do a SUMX across that table for the value column. And as you can see, we get correct individual rows as well as the correct total. Now you might be saying, well, Greg, this seems like the same technique that we used for fixing measure totals. And congratulations, you're paying attention. However, a lot of times this comes up in the subject around card visuals. So as you can see, we can get this total right here in this card visual, as well as sometimes it makes sense that we don't want the sum. We want to use max x and get the maximum or the minimum. And as you can see, it returns the maximum value here. Or in some cases, we might want the average. We can use average x instead. And now we have the average of these measure sums. So you can think of measure totals as being a sort of specific use case for a more general use case of just measure aggregation in general. That's all I had for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.